Good evening, everybody. So it's Thursday night. It's, let's see, about almost 8:45. And so I've been learning a lot lately, and I kind of wanted to share with you guys something a little bit about vision, faith, action, and what can happen over time when you keep those things together. So I want to welcome you tonight. I'm going to share a little story about myself and why vision, faith, action, and time, really pays off. So good evening, Nikki. Good evening, Harry and Amy. So here's the deal. I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of reading. And so then I've come out of that, and I want to share something with you. And so I'm just going to jump right into a story, about myself. And I can remember when Barry and I got married. Ethan was 2 years old, and I was pregnant. We moved 6 times in the course of 8 years. I was supporting basically my new husband with basically his endeavor in finding his niche in the world, all while working at the same place. I had a vision, though, when we got married, that we would one day be homeowners. But there was a moment in time that jump-started this vision becoming a reality. There was a point in time that we actually moved into a home that was owned by his employer. I moved my kids, moved their school, changed where we were living. And I can remember one day he came home and he said, Jennifer, I can't do this anymore. And, we really had to pray and think about it. What are we going to do? And so, we talked about it, and with great faith, we followed what his heart was, and that was to leave that employer. We didn't know what was going to happen. I can remember, he put his notice in. We really didn't have time to actually move our things out of the house. I can remember going to work and thinking I was going to be able to come home and start packing, and we really didn't even know where we were going to go. So what happened was I came home, and makes me shake really just thinking about it, but all of my belongings, all of Ethan's and our kids' things were out there outside in the carport when I got there. So I don't know if any of you can relate to being basically what was kicked out of a home, even though you gave a notice, and even though you were following your heart, there your life lay before you on a carport. I can remember having to sift through Ethan's belongings. Hey, Amy Stevenson, I'm so glad you're here tonight listening. But we had been kicked out and had nowhere to go. So we quickly had to get a 2-bedroom apartment, and basically when we moved, I had to call somebody to help. They brought their trailer, and they had to help me throw all my things away, because I wasn't about to pay for storage, because, I just kept thinking to myself, this is just stuff, things could be way worse. So, I don't have a Christmas tree. There's that had to go straight to the dumpster. There were so many extra things that we had that no longer, mattered. Pots and pans, I can still, we've been here going on, a year in this new house, and I'm still looking for things to cook my meals with, looking for those pots and pans that I thought that I had. I mean, it's the little stuff, but, those were just things. Kids' toys. Lots of my kids would be like, where's my, such and such toy? And I'd be like, sorry, that got thrown away. We had nowhere to put it in the 2-bedroom apartment. So I can remember just being really shocked and hurt and scared really for my kids' future. Here I had moved my family and the kids and what school we were going to. Hey, Sierra, how are you? But we had to make it work. So I gave myself 6 months to get into a home by Christmas. So I think this was about June that this was going on, and I had to, I still wanted to give my kids this sort of fairy tale Christmas, where they had a Christmas tree, and we were in a home, and we were nestled in, acting like everything was all good. But we managed to do it. Here's the thing. My point is, I am now living in a home that I'm proud of, with a job that I'm proud of, and kids that go to a school that I'm proud of, all because I had vision. Okay? It's not easy. It wasn't easy. It's never going to be easy. Nothing worth having is ever easy to attain. So, it took us great courage for us to get the papers drawn up quickly. The kids registered at a new school, and pull up our bootstraps and just really keep going. The beauty of it all, though, is that it was a clean slate. So, I felt that the vision that I had from the, beginning of my marriage, it had finally come true. We finally saw results. And yes, I took notes on this because I was pumped up about it. So it's like, no matter how many times we were knocked down, moved around, or cleaned out, we still had a vision, and we had to walk by faith. And every day we got out of bed and hit the door running. We could choose to tuck in our tails and draw unemployment, get checks from the government, or whatever people do. But instead, I hit the ground running. So I can remember, I had to really retrain my thoughts. I'd love to make sure we don't. Here's the thing. I hit the ground running. I wrote thank you cards to customers. I journaled. I prayed. I was kind. I kept exercising. And best of all, I made a decision to see the best in my circumstances. So you have to see that your perspective must remain positive. So I had to keep my friendships cultivated and practice forgiving people, because trust me, I had a lot of anger, But I had to practice forgiving, and Barry, he's just the model of forgiveness. He's forgiven so many things that, I could quickly hold a grudge. And yes, I'm bouncing. I'm antsy because I'm excited about this. But you have to just give your time and your energy, defeating any negative thoughts. Always continue to develop yourself, reading books. So, I spent night after night reading. And day after day, for 10.5 years, I jumped out of bed and remained steadfast based on, or with the help of this quote from Harlan Sanders called The Hard Way. And I'm going to share that with you. It is actually posted up in the office over the microwave at work. And, these values are grounded into me. And here's what it says. It says, it is comparatively easy to prosper by trickery, the violation of confidence, oppression of the weak, sharp practices, cutting corners, and all of those methods that are so prone to pilate and condone as business shrewdness. It is difficult to prosper by the keeping of promises, the deliverance of value and goods and services, and denouncing the so-called shrewdness with sound merit and good ethics. The easy way is efficacious and speedy. The hard way is arduous and long. But as the clock ticks away, the easy way becomes harder, and the hard way becomes easier. And as the calendar records the years, it becomes increasingly evident that the easy way rests upon shifting sands, whereas the hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. Thus, we builded. Harlan Sanders. So the big thing that I want to drive home is, so whatever your vision is, keep that up here. Don't stop thinking your vision. Whatever you see happening in your future, keep your faith, keep your action. The action has to, no matter how many times you're knocked down, get up, dress up, show up, and just keep developing you. So you guys, you know what? If you got anything out of that, let me know. I'm reading a book right now, and I think you guys all need to be reading, but it's time, and it's actions. The actions have to be made with integrity so that you can build a solid foundation on whatever it is that you're visualizing. So I hope you guys got something out of that, and I hope that it helps someone. I just hope that you guys have a great night. Thank you so much.